Let's see his knee.
Ooh. Let's go. Let's ride, baby. Ooh.
Ha! No, I can't see. I'm blind. I can't see. There's too much hope and optimism about the Broncos in my eyes. It's a thick, gooey dollop of hopium. We went from the let's ride being this.
Can't stop! Help! There's a cliff! And your family screaming, oh my God, we're burning alive!
To wait. Oh, are we getting roadhead on the let's ride right now? Oh my God, we are!
How'd this happen? Show him, honey.
Sure, there's a solid chance this car veers off the road and we still die a horrible, fiery football death, but at least we're going out with a smile on our face. As a Broncos fan, in a moment or several moments of weakness this season, I may have said the only way to be a fan of a bad football team is to not have hope. That hope was a danger to your well-being. Well, guess what, I'm not a fan of a bad football team. I'm a fan of the Denver Russ zones.
You unlock this door with the
The fifth straight win.
Beyond it is another dimension.
A dimension of red zone TDs. A dimension of bad fumbles. A dimension of unfair penalties. You're moving into a land of bullshit and promise.
As you've just crossed over into
the Russ zone. Weird wins, terrible losses, scoregami, all in the Russ zone, and I'll explain what that means today for the Broncos. A flawed team that is also a juggernaut who will never, ever hurt me again. Never again will I see a new worst game ever by my team. It's dead. We're almost at 520,000 subscribers. I gotta be doing something right. Also, last day for my sale over at benchwarmerbrew.com. Yeah, we got plenty of the Fuck the Refs blend available. 30% off with the code Black Friday 2023. That goes through today, Cyber Monday, November 27th. But by midnight, over. Sale's over. So if you want a great stocking stuffer, get it now. I didn't believe. I did not trust. But now, I bow down to the almighty Walmart. I bow down to you, Walmart. You have healed me. Lord King Rob Walton. I will hide weapons of mass destruction for you, Condi Rice. I will. Greg Pinner. My dad's name is Greg, so I too will call you Daddy. I burned my Costco card as a sign of loyalty to you, Walmart. I'm a proud Sam's Club member now. A plus member. The last thing for you to do, Mr. Rob Walton, is pay off the officials. Pay them off because those zebras nearly ripped this game away from us. That said, this game got going with everyone's favorite play, pass interference on the defense. Was this ticky-tacky? Yes, to say the least. But the last thing the world needs is another Brown denying he made contact when he wasn't supposed to. Couple plays later, Sutton gets wide open for a chunk play and Samaje Perine finishes off the drive, carrying the Browns like he was Bernie Kosar in the 80s. Perine had a very nice game, 7 carries for 55 yards, and he needs the ball more, Sean Payton. Mark Sanchez said this about Perine on the way into the end zone.
Well, he's like a sawed-off shotgun, man. Close quarters, close combat. He's got power.
With the amount of gun violence we have in this country, Mark, I find this highly inappropriate. Choose your words more carefully. Boomstick, 12-gauge Cobain, street sweeper, redneck bazooka, stovepipe, something that doesn't get you canceled, Mark, and also get you that sweet, sweet NRA money. That was followed by the longest and sweetest hug we've ever seen between two opposing players. And Alex, I won't stay singleton for long if I keep hugging everyone like this. This is exactly what the NFL wants, by the way. This is how they want tackling to look. Wrap up, mild collision where the only negative thing that could possibly result of that hit is a long-distance relationship. Now, the Browns responded by lining up their tight end, Harrison Bryant, under center twice. It was a bad idea when Minnesota tried this shit last week. It was a bad idea on 3rd and 1 because Cleveland false started, and it was an even worse idea on 4th and inches when he fumbled. To be fair, though, nobody has ever accused the Browns of being good at assessing risk versus reward. But here we are. Welcome to the Russ Zone. You may have seen Russell Wilson's red zone stats floating around Twitter. 16 touchdowns, no picks. PFF graded him at 91.8 in the red zone. He has the highest or second highest passer rating in the red zone. We'll tack on another passing TD and a rushing TD. Yes, you crossed over into the Russ Zone. Na 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 na. Where nothing about your QB really makes sense. Denver crushes the Browns 29-12. Russ was perfect in the Russ zone again, but would have finished with just 101 passing yards if not for this late hookup with Cortland Sutton. After calling 0 last week, Sean Payton dialed up 3 designed runs from Russell Wilson. That's right, Plump Pepper Payton runs Russell Wilson on 3 of 4 straight plays, and since Wilson was in the Russ zone, he fucking scored. A series earlier, out of the Russ zone, Russ fumbled after picking up a first down. Russ completed just 13 passes, barely threw for 100 yards, and won decisively. He's hot and he's cold. He's yes and he's no. He's in and he's out. But if he's in the Russ zone, back the fuck off because he's about to destroy you.
Pizza!
You want to joke about let's ride? Well, in the Russ zone, he's death-proof. You just can't catch Russ in the Russ zone. And he's lost a step, but he's still faster than Myles Garrett somehow. And just when you think you're safe in the back seat, Russ channels his inner Vincent Vega and shoots you right in the face with a touchdown so improbable you can't believe it just happened. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Which is why it was Adam Trautman, not Cortland Sutton this week. Never doubt the trout. This was a TD beyond a reasonable trout. That was the 20th touchdown pass for Russ. First 20 touchdown pass season by a Broncos QB since Manning in 2014. Much like the Broncos, the Browns are also a confusing team. Think about it. A dog is the Browns mascot, but it's also an elf. They're named after Paul Brown, but his son Mike Brown owns the Bengals. Who the fuck are the Browns? They have no logo. Their team name's just a color. They play in the dog pound, which I guess is run by the elf? Is that how it works? I don't know. I have to say, Browns QB Dorian Thompson-Robinson, aka DTR, has the coolest looking handoff in all of football. My curse wheel doesn't even spin that much. Now, before leaving the game with a concussion, Dorian Thompson-Robinson was dealing. He was starting to run the Browns offense efficiently. He had finished the game with the exact stat line as Russ. He crossed into the Russ zone. Na, 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 na. PJ Walker came in the third quarter and got dropped 4 times, including 1 for a safety in just a quarter and a half of play. If DTR didn't get blasted by Baron Browning, I think Cleveland might have won this game. He put together a hell of a drive, started by David Njoku pulling down this ball that should have sailed over his head, but somehow hauls it in. DTR goes right back to Njoku, throws this ball into the tightest of windows. I've seen prison cells with bigger windows than this. From the outside, I was just checking to see if Deshaun Watson was in there. He wasn't. And on 4th and goal, DTR comes through, rolls right, and hits Bryant, who slides out of the wing T backfield and into the end zone for the score. That touchdown was set up by an unnecessary roughness flag, which I'll get to in a minute. But the best part is the 2-point play after. And not because Amari Cooper just dropped this pass for no apparent reason. It's the replay angle, where you see right into David Njoku's soul through his wide open eyes. Eyes wide shut is what I call this play. That had Cleveland within 2 points though, midway through the third quarter, 14-12 ball game. So how on earth did this get twisted into a blowout? Baron Browning. Browning sent DTR into the sixth dimension. You can call him Dorian Thompson-Robinson by the way he was sent back into the future. DTR scrambles for an eternity on 3rd and 12, gets rocked when he releases the ball. It's unfortunate he got hurt. It really is. And if you want to be overly critical of this play, you can say Browning may have gone just a bit too high, but he doesn't hit him late. He turns his head and is guilty simply of hitting another NFL player too hard. That's his crime. And now the NFL will assuredly take money from him.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I mean, I know that we are protecting quarterbacks, and I get it, and you should, but that's a tough one.
And this woman straight up booed the officials. That woman is all of our great aunts, right? Yeah, great Aunt Dolores. 2 plays later, Kevin Stefanski dials up a double reverse, which of course was botched. Denver recovers, and Russ hit that Trautman touchdown. Nothing but hell for the Browns for the rest of the game. Now, I've got to give the Broncos offensive line some love. Not only did they provide run lanes so Denver could amass a very nice 169 rushing yards, 68 of those yards came in the first quarter, the most Cleveland had allowed in a quarter all season, and just 1 sack allowed by the line. They held the man I just said this week should win league MVP and Myles Garrett to 1 QB pressure on 42 snaps. That's like holding Jim Irsay to 1 bad tweet when left alone with his phone for 42 minutes. Not even AT&T can do that shit. On the flip side, 15 takeaways in 4 games for the Denver D, most by the Broncos since 1989, when I was just 5 years old and had just bravely quit smoking for the first time. Yes, Aunt Dolores gave me my first cig. It's like every week, this team is getting just a little bit better. The defense might be better with PJ Locke on the field over Kareem Jackson, by the way. My only regret is Deshaun Watson wasn't in the game. That way, when Locke hit him, I could have said, "You got locked up, just like you should be." The reason Cleveland got within 2 points was because PJ Locke was dinged for this hit on David Njoku, a hit I actually think he pulls up on and goes a lot softer than he could have. But that's not what pisses me off here. Wait, nope, I'm just getting word PJ Locke was fined and also sent back in time via Dorian Robinson. Oh God, he's got to spend an entire year with the 2022 Broncos until he learns his lesson. Oh, the NFL's getting creative with these punishments. This is what pissed me off, what nearly caused me to break a blood vessel. It was offensive pass interference and another penalty for holding on Courtland Sutton. Ultimately, Denver won, so it's not really worth my time to complain about this shit. If you want to stop bad officiating, there's only one way to do it. Dig deep into your pockets, Walmart, and buy 1 million bags of fuck the... One Brown I do sympathize with is DeJuan Jones, who is seen crying on the sideline. It's okay, DeJuan. The Broncos they've made me cry a lot too. A lot.
What do you know about pain?
Everything, Al! I know everything! You know things are going well for the Broncos when they go into Brown Town and come out completely clean.
You unlock this door with the
Pizza! Pizza! Pizza!
Ooh. Let's go, let's ride, baby. Ooh.
Thanks for watching The Russ Zone. Please subscribe here on YouTube. That's Good Sports. Come back tomorrow for Winners and Losers, where I'll break down every single game that happened in the NFL this week.